You're listening to the Unnamed podcast, hosted by Midnight Lunatic. And here is Midnight Lunatic.
Hello, Midnight Crew, and welcome to a very special episode of Unnamed Podcast. And this week is going to be very special. I am going to have this bonus episode and another episode in the same week. So, of course, you're going to get the bonus episode first. And it's pretty much going to be a story time with Midnight Lunatic. Because, I got a story that I want to tell you guys about what happened last weekend. Well, not this past weekend, but like the weekend before. You guys will know. So, anyways, one of my best friends was moving out of state. Me and her were friends when she first moved to Arizona about 2 years ago. I was her first friend, and we used to work together. And it was one of those where like she was my boss. She was once my manager at one time, and then after a couple months, she quit that place. But we still remained friends, and we talked and we hung out. Well, anyways, fast forward a couple years, she decided to move back to her home state of Washington. And, it's a sad time whenever your friend moves away, especially a best friend. It's kind of like heartbreaking. But at the same time, like we hung out like the couple days before her going away party. And then finally, this past weekend, she had her going away party. And of course, I had to go, right? And to be honest, guys, I'm not a party person. I don't like parties because I am antisocial. Now I know what you guys are thinking. How you gonna be antisocial but have a podcast? Look, it's different, okay? When you're talking to a mic by yourself, it's easy. All you gotta do is just pretty much talk out loud. It's pretty much what you're doing, right? But whenever you're in a room with like other people and you're at a party, let's say, and you don't really know anyone, it's harder for me to just go up to someone and just make conversation as like anyone else would. And I noticed that when I was there, everyone kind of, they didn't really know each other, but like they're not antisocial like I am. So like they got along just fine. They were talking, laughing, haha. And for me, like, I don't know, I couldn't do that because I'm just so antisocial. Like I just don't know what to say. I don't know how to like. I just don't know. I don't know. I guess I panic in a way. Like not necessarily like panic or like I'm freaking out, but like I'm just like I kind of overthink things, and I'm like, okay, how do I start this conversation? Like, what if they don't like the things I gotta say? Like, what if I piss someone off? Like just things like that, right? So, anyways, I get there, and I'm one of the first ones there. And what's funny is I thought, I showed up late, like a little bit after the time that it was supposed to start. So I figured, there would be some people there. But of course, I'm the first one there. So it was just me and her dogs and her friend. And, we were just all there chilling, listening to some music while everyone else gets here. And of course, I got my beer. I'm just going for it. I'm like, I don't want to get too drunk because, I still got to go home later. Like, I don't want to get too drunk. So I had just a couple beers throughout the night. But 30 minutes after I got there, more people started showing up. And there was a lot of people there. Like, for a small apartment, like, there was probably, I see at one time, there was like 17 of us. And what was crazy was majority of the people that were there were female, and there was only like 3 of us guys there. So there was a lot more females than males there, which surprised me because usually when I go to parties, I see a lot more guys than I do girls. But this one, it was different. And, it's because my best friend who was moving away was a girl. She just, I guess, has more girlfriends than guy friends, I'm guessing. And we're chilling, we're just having a good time, we're talking, And me, I'm just kind of like, I'd rather just spend some time with the dogs, like at least I got the dogs. I don't really need no one else to talk to. But at the same time, I didn't want to be like completely antisocial and just not talk to anyone because then everyone's going to be like, what the hell's that guy's problem? So I started making conversation with a couple people. I'm like, oh yeah, well, how do you know her? And, "Oh, okay, that's cool. Just small little chit chat like that. And I'm not going to say no names or nothing, but I finally met her ex-boyfriend that was there, and you know genuine cool guy. He kind of gave me the little bit of the gay vibe in a way, like I don't know, because she always told me that she had like thoughts of him being gay, and when I met him, at this party, I started getting that vibe too. Like, okay, this guy is coming off a little, just the way he was like talking, the way that he was like acting, the way he even dressed too was like, that's a little iffy. So it was funny because he, at one point, he was talking to this other guy that was there. Me and him were talking, and then he comes along and he starts talking to us, and he's looking at this guy, right? And he's kind of like a built guy. He's a big guy, he's got some muscles on him and shit. And you know, he looks at him, he's like, "Man, I wish it could just be me and you right now on the beach." And at this point, I'm like, "Well, oh, where the fuck did that come out from?" Like, I'm just chilling with this guy. Me and him are just talking about stuff, right? And then here comes this guy that comes in and is like, I just wanted to be on a beach with us. Like that it just threw me off, right? And that was one of the points that was like, okay, this guy might be gay. Anyways, I'm not trying to start nothing, so I just let it go, right? I'm just like laughing at the whole situation, and he's looking at me laugh, and he's like, "Well, what's so funny?" I'm like, "Oh, it's nothing, nothing. Don't worry about it." And he's just going on and on about, being on the beach with this guy, relaxing with him, and he's like, "Yeah, I just really like your physique. Like you got some good muscles and all that." And the other guy, he's so friendly that he didn't really see anything of it, and he was just like, "Your money, dude. Like your money, and you don't even know it." And the whole time in this conversation, I'm just laughing. Like I'm sitting on the couch and I'm just laughing the entire time. And it was just so funny to hear this. And they start looking at me and they're like, "What's so funny?" And I'm like, "No, nothing, nothing. Just go on with your conversation, right?" So they just keep talking. About a good 5-minute conversation went on between the two, like just back and forth, like your money, I want to go on the beach with you, like just go out and let's drink, like this and that, right? And I'm like, all right, I need to catch some air. So I go outside. And I'm like, you started thinking like, what the hell just happened? And so I go back inside, like after 5 minutes in there, after I catch my breath and everything, I go back inside and I'm like, all right, I need another beer. So I go to like their kitchen area and I'm looking for like a beer, and they don't really have like any type of beers that I like. The majority of what was there was like liquor, and for me, I don't do liquor. Like I do, but at the same time, like I don't. Like that's not my to go to alcohol, right? Like I like my beers. And the only type of beer that they had was this like peanut butter like IPA that they just bought. And I was like, I mean, it's better than nothing, right? So I got one of those, crack it open. I taste I taste it, and it's just like pure fucking peanut butter. Like it's pretty much like getting a big spoon of peanut butter and mixing it in with a beer, and it was like a peanut butter milkshake almost. And I'm like, man, like this is horrible, but I'm not gonna waste it. Like I'm not gonna be that guy to like open up a beer and not finish it. So I was like, all right, let's just drink it. So I started just chugging it. I'm just like, let me just finish this right away. And after I finish it, I still have that taste of peanut butter. And I'm not a fan of peanut butter. For anyone that just knows me, like I am not a fan of peanut butter. Like I will eat peanut butter occasionally if I'm craving it, but peanut butter that's it's not something I really enjoy. So I still got the peanut butter flavor in my mouth, and everyone's like, just take a shot of this, take a shot of this. I'm like, all right, all right. So I get the bottle, I just take a shot, peanut butter taste went away. It was some type of, I don't remember what type of vodka it was. It was some type of vodka. And it was smooth going down. But then once you get it down, it kicks you in the throat, and your throat just like kind of burns. Like it's smooth going down, but then it has like that punch to it. And I was like, like I wasn't expecting it. And they were like, it's smooth, right? And I'm like, yeah, up until like the ending part, it kicks you in the ass. And they're like, yeah, it kind of does that, sneaks up on you. And I'm like, well, thanks for the warning. And I'm feeling good at this time, and it's already starting to get late in the day. And I'm just like letting everyone talk to each other. All the females are like way on the other side of the room, they're all talking together, and then there's us guys like in the corner, just like feeling outnumbered, like, okay, what do we do now? And so that big guy that I was talking about, the built guy, the one that her ex-boyfriend was like all up on and shit, he's like, psst, psst, hey. And he comes closer to me, he's like, hey, come here. So I get close, he's like, hey, you see my girlfriend right there? Go up to her, tell her she has some big feet, but tell in a way that makes her feel good. And I'm like, dude, what? Like, I look at him, I'm like, what the fuck is the matter with you? Like, why do you want me to tell your girlfriend that? He's like, just do it. He's like, that's the only problem I have with her, that she has some big feet. Other than that, I'm happy with her. And I'm like, dude, I'm looking at his girlfriend, right? I told him, I was like, you got a hot girlfriend. Like, if I was you, I'd be in that room right now, like going to town on her. And he's like, I know, but like at the same time, like, I don't know, she just got some big feet. And I'm like, dude, that I'm not gonna go tell your girlfriend she got some big feet. You're gonna get me slapped. Like, I'm having a good night. I don't feel like getting slapped tonight. So about 5 minutes after that conversation me and him had, I go outside and I'm like, man, this party is like too much for me. Like, what is going on? And, at this point of the time, it's already late, the sun's already down. And I'm in downtown Phoenix. So, like, all the buildings were lit up. It looked nice. So I started taking pictures while I'm outside. And about a couple minutes later, he comes outside. And, I start, talking with him a little bit more, because he and his girlfriend just drove down from Washington, so that way they can drive back up with my best friend, so that way she's not having to make that trip alone. And I'm just telling him like, hey, well, how was the trip down? Did you guys make any stops along the way? Like, how long did it take? Like this and that, right? And shortly not after that, that guy that was like, let's go on the beach together, like came out, and again went straight back to like this beach topic, right? And on the inside, I'm just dying of laughter. Like, I'm just like, what is going on? Like, what is this guy's problem? Like, this guy's really addicted to this guy and wants him on the beach so bad for whatever reason. And, I'm trying not to just laugh out loud. But at the same time, like, it's too funny, guys. Like, you had to be there. It was too funny not to hear. And a little bit afterwards, the guy's girlfriend comes out and immediately goes straight for her feet, starts talking about her feet. And at this point, I'm like, this guy wanted me to tell her she got some big feet. Now's the time to do it. So I look over at her and I'm like, so your boyfriend wanted me to tell you that you have some big feet, but they are proportionate to your body. And they all just start laughing. And she's like, yeah, I know I have big feet, but they're not that big. It could be worse. And he's like, worse? Oh, hell no, I wouldn't be with you if they were any worse. And I'm like, dude, like, what are you doing? But, like, they they were just joking, and she was like, yeah, I know I got some big feet. And I'm like, I mean, you don't, but all right. And, we're all just laughing about that. I really thought I was going to get slapped. Like, I really thought so. But no, they were cool about it. They were chill. They knew it was all funny games, a joke. So, we're all just talking there. And then they're like, man, how is it so hot and it's nighttime? And I'm like, it's perfect swimming pool weather, right? And she's like, yeah. And there was a party going down outside at the pool area. And, I'm asking them, I'm like, is that party still going on outside? And they were like, yeah, I believe so. They were like, we should just go down there and just crash it. We should just go down there and just jump in the pool, just splash everyone. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, that sounds like a good idea. That sounds like a fun time. But at the same time, like, I'm not gonna go trash someone's party. Like, that's kind of fucked up. So they're like, all right, let's just go back inside and then just ask everyone if they want to go to the pool. So they immediately go back inside and they scream, hey, who wants to go to the fucking pool? And nobody answers. Everyone just looking and it's dead silent. Like all you hear is the music and it's just like you don't hear anything from anyone. And then we're like, well, I guess that's a no. And so we go back, everyone's all talking again. And at this point, I go back to my corner and I'm sitting there in the corner for about 30 minutes. Everyone else is in like the kitchen area. I'm in the living room just playing with the dogs, just rubbing on them and shit. And they're like starting to fall asleep. And one of uh one of the girls comes up and she's like, "Hey, you want to play a game?" I'm like, "All right, what you got?" And she pulls out like this like card game. It's like kind of like a Pictionary, but like with a twist. So like you have to pick a card, but only after you roll a dice. And the cards have like the numbers, like the 1 through 6 on the dice. And whatever the dice, lands on, you pick that number and you draw it. And then that person has to guess what you drew. So there was about 4 of us that are playing it. And my best friend comes and like sits right next to me, and her ex was sitting right next to me, and she kind of just like squeezed in between us. And I guess one of the girls was her ex's sister, and I guess they don't like each other. And I could hear her like say like, "Oh, well, you could have said excuse me." And I'm like not thinking anything of it. I'm just like, I'm just playing the game. Like I'm not gonna start no drama. And my best friend like kind of like gives her like a dirty look, and they're just kind of exchanging like this look, and I'm like, all right, calm down, like don't fight, like we're enjoying ourselves, come on now. And she looks at me and she was like, are you doing all right? You just chilling over here? And I'm like, yeah, I'm good, how are you? She was like, all right, just checking up on me, on you. And I was like, okay, well thanks, yeah, I'm good. And she gets up, and within that matter of like 2 seconds, I see her like kind of stumbling, and then I don't know what happened, but she like took off into her room, and I'm like, what just happened? And she, I guess like the emotions of just like crap, like it's the end of the night, I'm leaving soon, like this is it, like I'm moving, like I'm not gonna see anyone no more. It just kind of all just I guess hit her at the last second, and she just kind of just broke down, and I felt so bad. I was like, man, like this is supposed to be her last night where she's partying and having fun. Like I kind of hate to see her just like break down like that. But at the same time, it's like it's understandable. Like you're moving away, you created some best friends and now you're leaving them. Like, it was just all hard for her to, you know, take. And she was going through a lot at the time too. Like she's been going through a lot for like the past like month or two. She's really been stressful. So it just all hit her at one time. And at this point, it's like approaching midnight, and we're still playing the game. I'm like, all right, I need to take a break. I need to go to the restroom. And they're like, well, there's someone in the restroom, but there's one downstairs. So I go downstairs, go use the restroom, come back up, and they're still in the room, and all of her friends are like in there trying to like comfort her, and I'm just like, well, I don't want to like just bust in the room, like I'm the only guy here. It's kind of rude for me to just bust in the room like, hey. So I'm just patiently waiting outside, seeing if everything's okay. I'm just asking everyone that comes out. They're like, yeah, she's okay, she's just a little sad. And after like 30 minutes of waiting, they're like, are you just trying to say goodbye? I'm like, yeah, a little bit. And they're like, okay, hold on. So they go back in the room and they tell her like, I'm just trying to say goodbye and everything. And so they're like, oh yeah, you can go in. So I go inside the room, and yeah, she's just having a horrible time. I'm just like, man, like I feel so bad. So the first thing I do is I go up to her and I give her a hug, and she starts crying. She's like thanking me and telling me that I was her first friend and that I she sees me going places and all this and that. And I'm just like, well, thank you for saying that. Like, like I appreciate you saying that. And I start telling her like, don't let anyone tell you different. You're gonna do amazing things too. Like you have a lot of potential. Finally glad that you're going back home. I know you've been missing it. Like just this and that, right? We're just having a moment, and everyone around is just still trying to comfort her, and me and her just hugging for like a good straight 5 minutes. And we say our goodbyes and everything. And man, it was just, I don't know, it was heartbreaking, but at the same time, like it's understandable. There's really nothing I can do to control that. It was just she just needed to, I guess, just let it all out. She was just, I guess, holding in her feelings for so long that it just all caught up to her. And that's something I can relate to. I was one of those people, and I still kind of am. I'm still trying to get over that. I'm better than I was like a couple years back, but I would hold in my emotions for a very long time. And there was just moments where I just couldn't do it no more, and I would just let everything out at once. Whether it was anger, sadness, just everything would just come out all at once. And I guess it was just kind of the same for her. And we said our goodbyes and everything, and she like gave me the tightest hug, and I, you know, gave her it back. And I was trying hard myself not to cry. Like I was like, this is my best friend. Like I don't want her to leave, but at the same time, like she's got to do what's best for her. But like, it's still sad. But said our goodbyes, said bye to everyone, got my Uber home, and got home around like 1:30 in the morning. And man, it was a fun night, but it sucked that it had to end the way it did. Like she was having such a great time, and then just her emotions just, I guess, got the best of her, and she just couldn't hold on. But we text pretty much every day, and she's I know she's gonna be happier there. And who knows, maybe one day I'll have the opportunity to go visit her out there. She said that she was also going to make some trips back over here to Phoenix. So hoping that when she does, or if she does, that we get to hang out and see each other again. But yeah, that's pretty much story time, guys. I just want to let you guys know, about my past weekend and everything, and all the fun that I had. But I'm definitely gonna miss her. Me and her used to hang out like a lot. We used to go to a place called Native, and it's kind of like a sports bar and grill. And we used to go there for the wings, and those were like our I guess date nights, but like not a date, but like date night. And we would just sit there, talk, catch up on things, and eat some wings, just hanging out. And now that she's gone, it's like, damn, who's going to be my wing buddy now? Like, darn it. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I am definitely going to miss the fuck out of her. But I know she's going to get what she deserves over there. I know she just got a promotion at her job, so she's got something good going for her right now. So hate to see her go, but I know it's for the best. And it's not a goodbye; it's a see you later. See you later. So, but yeah, I still get a little emotional talking about it, but it's what life is. It goes on. But yeah, anyways, guys, that's story time. Hope you guys enjoyed. I know it was like a all over the place story, but hey, that's what parties are, right? They're pretty much everywhere. I had fun. I kind of wish the night turned out a little bit better, but I mean, to be around my best friend, it's always a good time with her, all the time. There was never any dull moments between us. Like from the first day we met, it was like instant friendship. And yeah, but anyways, guys, I'm out. Take care, be safe, and I love you guys. And yeah, we'll see you on this week's episode. Got a surprise for you guys. I'm still hoping it works out. Don't call me yet. You know, I still haven't even yet to record it. So if you guys happen to have a little bit of extra free time, listen to both this one and the next one. Definitely gonna be a good one for you guys. But yeah, stay tuned for that. Love you guys. Midnight Lunatic signing out. Bye bye.